Okay, so I want to preface today's video with a note of how much I love martial arts. While I think many people around my age loved and idolized Bruce Lee, I was a huge Jackie Chan fan. From Rumble in the Bronx to Wheels on Meals, I grew up watching Jackie's and a plethora of other Chinese martial arts movies. Jackie in particular had the sense of flow and creativity to his fights, from just barely dodging enemy weapons to knocking things their way to distract them so he could land a sneaky hit. And of course, dousing with his quick, up-and-close style of Wing Chun. I adore these movies. They felt visceral. So yeah, it's safe to say that I fuck with Sifu. But what exactly were the developers able to do in order to create a martial arts movie-like experience? Well friends, let's take a dive into the game of Sifu. First, we must address the story. It's generic, but that's okay, as it's really there as a platform to transition the player from level to level and beat up on some bad guys. It follows a very traditional revenge story, where a main character witnesses his father be murdered by a group of individuals. These individuals, led by Yang, turns out to be a now disowned student. In seeking his own revenge, Yang raids your father's martial arts school and murders everyone there, including you. Now, the interesting portion is that the developers were able to add in Chinese mythology both into the story and gameplay, as you possess a medallion capable of bringing you back from death. However, at the cost of aging you with each death. Combat in particular is this unique combination of combat styles from Sekiro and the Arkham series. In the Arkham series, the emphasis was on hitting the counter button at the right time and racking up points so you can land some sweet takedowns. This led to a flow in the encounters where you were more likely worrying about your score and creativity as opposed to dying. The same, however, cannot be said for Sekiro, as you were just a few hits away from death. Sekiro forces you to truly master its counter system or never see the end screen. Sifu is the perfect blend of these two styles, as you are able to easily flow with aggression and weaving enemy attacks, but adds tension by now allowing you to take too many hits before you reach certain death. Additionally, the game ties in the agent medallion into its gameplay mechanics, where instead of restarting the level when you die, you instead become older. Your aging depends entirely on your death counter, which can thankfully be reduced by defeating certain enemies. This creates a system that has challenge, but without disturbing your sense of flow. However, that's not to say that it's easy by any means, as you must master each level if you wish to progress, as it becomes extremely difficult to beat the later levels if you are too old. Once you have a solid grasp on countering and weaving, the game, to me at least, truly opens up, as you are now able to be creative in gameplay and decide what areas you wish to get better at. You could invest your skill points into creative combinations, punishing follow-up counters, or even throwing objects at your opponent. When I began to master the gameplay by redoing some of the earlier levels, I truly began to see just how much attention to detail was put into this game. The combat system was developed by those who either had an extensive knowledge of Kung Fu or Wing Chun, or just a bunch of nerds who love and respect the old Chinese martial arts movies. Regardless, Sifu is a game that's made by individuals with both passion and talent. And if this was a love letter to old Chinese martial arts movies, I think it's safe to say that that love will be reciprocated. Hey friends. So Sifu is honestly the first game I've beaten in a while. While short, it was able to reinvigorate me back into video games. I honestly could not wait to finish all my work for the day so I can come back and play one of the earlier levels and see how much better I could do the next time around. While playing it, I couldn't help but recall a lot of the old Chinese martial arts movies I grew up with. And as someone who loves MMA and martial arts, this game is absolute godsend. So it's safe to say it's definitely one of my favorite games this year so far. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed it, and until the next one, bye. Sing! Sup! Sing! Sup!